Okay, this right here is an update to that story that happened in South Carolina a couple months back. I think it happened back in May, where you had this roid raging buffoon decided he was going to get in the face of this young black man, trying to um call himself gatekeeping the neighborhood. And it was in Columbia, South Carolina. That's when the whole pull up summer thing really kicked off, was with that incident. But this is Jonathan Pentland, more like Jonathan piece of shit, and he was found guilty for assault of shoving this black man. Now, I already know what he was found, what he was charged with and what he's going to get. And it is a slap on the wrist, but then some people pointed some stuff out to me that, yeah, his what he's going to get is a slap on the wrist, but if this thing follows the proper protocol, considering he is or was military personnel, this could actually hurt him in the long run. So I'm going to go ahead and read the article and tell you what I believe will actually hurt him in the long run at the end. The Fort Jackson soldier seen pushing and threatening a young black man in a viral video in April was found guilty of third-degree assault and battery on Monday, according to the Richland County, South Carolina magistrate. In April, Jonathan Pentland, a sergeant first class, was suspended of his Army instructor duties after a video shows him shoving the young man, using profanity and saying he was in the wrong neighborhood. A judge ordered Pentland to pay a $1,087 fine or spend 30 days in jail for the misdemeanor charge, court records show. I'm willing to bet that he's going to go with the fine. An attorney for Pentland said he is looking into challenging the decision. We are, of course, disappointed with the judge's decision and are looking into further pursuing legal remedies to challenge the decision. It's only a $1,000 fine or 30 days in jail. What? That's cheap. Now, just imagine if the tables were turned and it was the black guy that did this to this white guy. Exactly. As quoted in several of the local media outlets, Mr. Pentland stands by his right to defend his family and home from a genuine threat and is deeply hurt by the situation. Taking the stand during the trial, Pentland said a neighbor banged on his door and asked for help, according to CNN affiliate WIS. The neighbor said the victim has been bothering her daughter and grandson, WIS reported. The victim stated he minded his own business before Pentland approached him. In the video, Pentland is seen pushing the young man shortly after Pentland tells him, "You are aggressing on the neighborhood. You either walk away or I'm going to carry your ass out of here," Pentland says. "I did not do anything," the young man responds. "I am about to do something to you. You better start walking," Pentland says in the video. "You're in the wrong neighborhood, MFer, get out." Pentland's attorney claimed there was a lack of investigation into the background factors regarding Mr. Williams' actions leading up to the small portion of the encounter captured in the viral video. The Richland County Sheriff's Department said in April there were 2 previous incidents reported to deputies involving the young man, one allegedly involving him touching a woman without consent, the other involved him allegedly picking up a baby without permission. Now, you see what they just did there? They just threw in there, they had to soften the blow of this guy to try to say, oh, well, maybe there's a good chance that they could go against this and he will have all charges dropped against him and he might be able to get his duties back. So they had to do that, and they tend to always do that when it comes to stories like this. But from what I've heard with this guy, this black man that he was messing with, I think he's special needs, if I'm not mistaken. I think somebody had told me, or I read somewhere, that he was special needs, so he's not completely cohesive, like everyone who has everything working upstairs. If, based on what I'm reading about these alleged incidents that he was involved with prior to this. The department claimed the victim has an underlying medical condition that may explain the behavior exhibited in the alleged incidents. Exactly. That's what I said. CNN has reached out to Fort Jackson for a comment on the ruling. Now, here's where I'm going with it. Granted, he has these third-degree charges. He might have to pay that fine, or he spends 30 days in jail. He's most likely going to go for the fine because I highly doubt he wants to spend a whole month in jail. Now, if it was me over this protocol and I could not go for anything higher than what he got, I would make sure that he would be stripped of all of his pensions and all of his military benefits. Because in this moment right there, he embarrassed not only himself, but he embarrassed his position within the military. Because I'm trying to figure out, it sounds like to me he was still active duty to me. It sounds like he was still active. Like in that moment, he used his size as an intimidation factor against and over this young man. And you can tell by the movements of the black man in that video that he wasn't all the way there. Like, he genuinely was like concerned about what he did. Like, he wasn't trying to act dumb or anything. And this guy, as a drill instructor or as a former a Fort Jackson soldier, he should have been able to de-escalate that situation a whole lot better than what he had. And I think what made it, what pushed it over the edge, literally, was when he shoved him. The minute that he put his hands on this black man, that was it. I said, that's the assault charge right there. It was one thing for him yelling at him and saying all of these things, but when he touched him, that was it. And then he threatened him. He threatened him by saying, I'm going to carry your ass out of here. Basically, pick you up and just like toss you out. And from my knowledge, the black man lived in that subdivision, I believe. Probably not in that area, but he lived in the subdivision somewhere within there. He said, I'm trying to leave. I'm going this way because it's the way that I know. And this guy just kept blocking and boxing him in from leaving. So it's like, you want him to leave, but you're not letting him leave. But anyway, he brought this on himself. Do I believe that his punishment is light? Hell yeah, I believe it's extremely light. But if he loses his benefits, I'm all for that. Because it is what it is. Because we would get a whole lot worse for a whole lot less. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments.